Okay, welcome to the first One World Digital Cafe. We're trying to get all of the kinks out today and give you guys some music to listen to and enjoy. So, anything you want to, let's chat a little bit. So, just like a regular cafe, you'd walk in and grab some tea, some food, sit down, hear some music, right? So, that's what we're doing. It's a place where everybody can come and kind of enjoy, just like we're sharing the same physical space. We're sharing the Ethernet. Ooh. So, my friend Melanie Blackbird and I are gonna play you some tunes today. So, Melanie, take it away. What would you like to talk about, or do you want to introduce your first song?
Oh, well, I guess I think for me today's offerings are kind of music as a healing. How I personally in my own life have used music as a healing tool in my own songwriting and also in just playing and feeling the release that music gives us. And going into the first song, I wrote this song the basically when the first spring started coming up after I had experienced a very big trauma of a house fire that took the life of my stepfather that raised me. And I don't think people, unless you've lost a parent who has raised you, you just don't know how dark it can be. And this song is about the light and the beauty of nature that really was that healing force. So this is called Sunshine Gold. Sunshine gold shining down on me. Sunshine gold shining on me. Take away the cold and the dark. Watch the birds as they soar, soaring on their wing. I watch the birds as they soar. My eyes they see and my heart is free. Let your spirit sing with the joy of life. I found this earth like the sunflowers growing towards the light. Let your spirit sing with the joy of life. Like the sunflowers growing towards the light. May there be joy in your heart. Circling moon, watch over me. Sweet goddess of the night. Circling moon, watch over me. You make the waters dance so sweet. Reflect the love of earth. This earth, the sun, the sky. Reflect the love of earth. Do what you can, and so will I. Let your spirit sing with the joy of life. Life on this earth, like the sunflowers growing towards the light. piece of the sunshine gold shining down on me. Sunshine gold shining on me.
Thank you. I forgot to mention, so you're in Vermont right now, in Randolph, Vermont, right?
I am.
With all the light streaming through your windows, and I'm in the middle of the nor'easter on Martha's Vineyard.
I can see the trees blowing in the wind.
Moving in the background. They're dancing to a tune. It's kind of fun to see the difference. It feels so still and calm in Vermont, and it's so blustery here right now. So what are you going to sing for us next?
No, it's your turn.
No, I thought 2 and 2, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that'll work.
Yeah.
Staying on the theme of healing and music, another song that I wrote in this kind of genre is called Ocean's Lace. That's where we kind of first connected, Martha's Vineyard.
Yep.
And there's this moment, usually in the early part of a beautiful day, where the seas are all calm. And yet, right on the edge of the shore, right where the water meets the land, there's the most beautiful little bubbling of waves, the most gentlest waves. And they always have this, to me, they look like scalloped lace.
Yeah.
And so this song is called Ocean's Lace. And it's, you know, I'm a girl of waters, you know. When I was on the vineyard, it was the ocean, and now I'm in Vermont, and I was in Lake Champlain all last year sailing and swimming, and now it's the rivers and the streams and the waterfalls. And I really believe in the healing power of water, which is why we also need to protect it everywhere we are. But this is called Ocean's Lace, and cover me with ocean's lace.
Beautiful.
Rolling waves are oceans laced upon the sand, splashing, dancing, never laughing, rocking back and forth. Seaweed sunless, sun-god sacred land, wind tossed, salt glossed, tides upon the shore. Shell speckled footprints, ocean, sand, and sky, shining bright, gray, blue, green waters of clouds are flowing by. So breathing deep with prayers and keep of ocean, sand, and sky. Now live in peace, sweet heaven is this earth, all shining with the light. So cover me in ocean's lace, my sorrows cleansed in healing grace. Turn me, transform me with your love. winds whisper in my ears. A moment lost, a moment found. Come kiss me, sweet my dear. The strong children with ancient eyes, they're looking to the sea. They're singing songs their spirits sing, 'cause singing sets them free. So cover me in ocean's lace. My sorrows cleansed in healing grace. Turn me, transform me with your love. Bring me ever closer to the ones I'm thinking of. La da 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 da. Cause rolling waves are ocean's lace upon the sand.
Yay! That's beautiful.
Thank you. Oops.
Thank.
Yay.
Awesome. Well, now I have to figure out how to flip this. It doesn't do it by itself. Oh, I'm probably not the person to host this because just technically we need a technician. How to okay, so I'm going to mute you now, and I'm going to try to figure out how to switch the view. Full screen. There we go. I think that worked. Yay. Okay. I have to see the guitar, right? Try to work it out there. So I'm actually going to start with a tune that just kind of came to me a few days ago. It's a song I used to do way back when I used to do the Sandy Denny version of the song. She was this amazing singer in Fairport Convention. If you don't know of her, please check her out. She's fantastic. But over the years, I've come up with my own version, and this is called Blackwater Side. When evening fell, we took the air down by Blackwater Side. I was gazing around me when the Irish laugh I spied. When the Irish laugh I did spy. Through the forest we took the night. We did lie and free sport and play. We did lie, took the night. Morning rose, he gathered his clothes, saying, "Hi, I'm on today. Oh, that path I journey on today. It's not the promise you gave to me when you first lay on my breast. Could make me believe you're lying tall. sun rose in the west. The sun rose. There's another girl in this whole town as easily let his eye. But when the sky does fall, seas have run dry. Why, it's then Mary I. Why, it's then you Mary I come down Blackwater side. Anyway, Sandy Denny Fairport Convention, one of my favorite English folk bands. Okay, so the second tune, Melanie's muted right now, and it's complicated for me to change that, so it's going to be quiet until the next song is over. So the next thing I'm going to play you is actually a song I just wrote. I like to just jump in the fire and try it out. This is called Crowns. And you'll figure out what it's about, I think, pretty quickly, hopefully. Ancients believe you made the sun and moon as a crown for the earth. But the earth is a blue crown. 7 stars, cloud halos, points of light that flash as she goes around. These tilting wheels that we feel inside of us keep on spinning around, round, round. These crowns. As we breathe restlessness, this world breathes also. Open your eyes fully. What have you done to make us love this all so much? Make us forever reach these tilting wheels that we feel inside of us. Keep on spinning around, round, round. These crowns, it's just like trying to catch that brass ring on the merry-go-round. We keep circling each other, spinning around, around, around. The ancients believe made the sun and the moon as a crown for the earth. But it turns out the earth is a blue crown. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. I have to figure out how to unmute Melanie. Okay, exit full screen. There we go. Unmute. Hello, she's back.
Hey, that was beautiful.
Hey. Fresh off the presses, still working it out.
Oh, I have to ask, is Joni Mitchell one of your influences?
Sometimes people tell me I sound like Joni, sometimes Annie Lennox, sometimes it was Yeah, Joni and Grace Slick definitely. I grew
Nice.
up in San Francisco, and a lot of the Mamas and the Papas and the Jefferson Airplane. So,
Oh yeah.
um, but I have a lot of natural vibrato, and I'm not a coloratura like Joni was. I'm a mezzo, so I have a lot of vibrato in
Yeah.
my voice. But
I was just thinking the tonalities that you were getting
little
between your
I'm a
voice.
little jazzy, and yeah, her that back in the day, she I mean, I have a big range, so I could hit all of her stuff, but heavy,
Yeah.
she was floating up there. But now, I don't know if you've heard her recently. She's all those years of whiskey and cigarettes. She's an alto.
Yeah.
Wow, I love her new stuff, but and she has MS too. Plus Joni, but
Joni.
yeah, she's got this like sultry smoky thing going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I loved it in the Mingus album
Yeah,
and that sort of thing. But we have that in common because I love Joni too. And
yeah, I love her.
oh yeah,
Her and
so
John Denver, I think folk wise, they were my two big influences, and rock wise, it was the Airplane and guitar playing Hendrix definitely, and Led Zeppelin.
yeah, Hendrix.
Yeah,
Oh, of course.
yeah.
Ultimate, ultimate. Yeah. And I got into a lot of jazz too, but I think Janis Joplin was one of my first ones. Janis and Joni, I kind of the two J's.
They're the two like they're polar opposites, but
Two J's.
actually I can tell a great story. Like I like Janice, but growing up in San Francisco, they used to have this free the blues festival used to be free, and it used to be in Golden Gate Park at the bandstand.
Oh yeah.
And it was the Who's Who. And I was really into blues as a kid, and there was this place called Mooney's on Grant Street across from the Savoy Tivoli, and the Mark Knapflin Blues Band was like the house band. They were like Mark when he would play piano, like his hands would blur. He was amazing, and everybody from the Chicago scene would come through there, like Percy Mayfield, Big Mama Thornton, and then
Oh.
we all also played. And this place like rain. So like the roof was so leaky, they would have like pots and bowls all over the floor, like these blues guys are playing, and it was awesome. So I used to go there all the time as a teenager, and with my
Yeah,
best friends,
I was a big
we would
Coco Taylor fan.
crochet and drink tea.
Oh, Coco Taylor was always one of my favorite blues mamas for
Yeah,
sure. Bessie Smith of the early styles, but oh, that's incredible.
yeah. So anyway, I heard Big Mama Thornton do Ball and Chain in Golden Gate Park, and I couldn't even listen to the Janis version afterwards. It's like and Big Mama Thornton wasn't big anymore. This was like really soon. She died after she was tiny, and she was sitting on a chair and she started singing. It was just like the voice that came out of that little body, like and low and ballsy, and just like I was like, dang, dang. That's all I could say. It was a moment.
Oh, that's music history right
Yeah,
there.
it really was a moment. I was like, oh my God, Big Mama Thornton, the goddess.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I was really into Sarah Vaughan. She had that kind of silky.
That's funny. I was gonna say, like of all the jazz singers, for me, it was actually Sarah Vaughan and Betty Harris.
I was with Etta James, but she's a little more bluesy to me. She's not as jazzy, but Sarah Vaughan definitely was the jazz queen for
Yeah.
me. I heard her at the Paramount in Oakland, and literally
The operatic jazz voice.
yeah, she'd start really soft, and then all of a sudden she'd be like over here, and man, if there was any glass, it would have broke. It was like she was like as far away from the mic as she could get, and she was filling that whole auditorium. It was like, OMG. Just blew my socks off. I was like, okay, wow. These women have some voices on them. Our ancestors, our musical history. Oh, and the other one, actually, well, radio-wise, Dionne Warwick was all over the radio when I was.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of the pop thing, but
Yep.
But I liked her stuff. Kind of more of that crooner, like yeah.
Yep.
I also listened to a lot of crooners because my mom was really into, like, on the weekends we would watch old 40s musicals on.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, growing up listening to all that, that was her
So
era.
much great music in the world that's been such an inspiration.
Male wise, Sam Cooke. Oh my God.
Carole King was always one of my faves.
Nat King Cole.
Oh,
one of my favorites. Oh, Carole King.
Look at me.
Yes, he was. Nat King Cole was brilliant. Yeah, Carol, God, what a songwriter Carol is. Really. She's probably still writing. I shouldn't say was. She's still with us.
He just sent out a video recently too.
Yeah, oh, cool. I haven't seen it. Well, yeah, I mean, when I guess I wasn't little anymore. Um, I mean, James Taylor and Carly Simon were on the radio a lot, and half of James's tunes I think were Carole King tunes. Like "You've Got a Friend." That was we used to
Totally.
go hiking through the woods near woods in Marin County, and um, my sister would bring this little transistor radio, and we catch we pick up the radio every once in a while. Be like, that song was playing. I swear every hour it was constant.
Oh. Well, fun fact, actually, James Taylor was like the first concert I went to with friends.
Oh wow!
Young girl and just lovely.
I think my first concert was Peter Frampton Day on the Green. I was already a teenager. I mean, I shouldn't say that's my first concert because when I was a kid, my sister's 8 years older than me, so she would drag me around.
Ah.
A babysitter, right? One summer
Yeah.
when she was 18 and I was 10, and so I saw way too much probably on that summer. The summer of '68 too. I was there. It was a little crazy, but they would put flatbed trucks together in Golden Gate Park and have these impromptu concerts. The Jefferson Airplane did that a lot. I saw them constantly. But the first concert that I actually didn't pay for, but was paid for a ticket was a Day on the Green. But yeah, no, there were all kinds of concerts in Golden Gate Park every weekend, free concerts and yeah, and lots of crazy things.
Yeah. See,
if she took me, she would have grounded her for life.
Yeah, my mother.
Those crazy hippies. I loved every minute of it. I was like, oh, this music's awesome.
Oh, they love the music. It's the truth. I couldn't get away from it myself. My mother was a music teacher.
Oh,
my father, a drummer, big band jazz drummer. They split when I was 3. My mother married an opera singer.
Oh, wow.
My mother married a jazz singer.
So you have a musical family. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then like my uncle's a songwriter, pianist, singer, songwriter. My other uncle plays stand-up bass. So we'd, holidays, we have my Polish side of the family. We'd have a lot of family jams, a lot of family music. There's nothing like music to bring people together.
True. Yeah, no, in my family, I was it. In fact, my sister can't carry a tune, but she used to have me sing her to sleep every night. We'd learn all the popular tunes, and yeah, that was her sing along sister, I guess.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, my sister and I do music together too.
Cool. Yeah, she feels like sing. Like whenever I see her, it's like sing on demand. But I did. It was actually her birthday yesterday, and I called her up and played her crowns. She's one of the first people to hear it. I said, "Okay, I'll sing for your birthday." So she was happy.
Where do you come up with your inspiration when you write a song? Like, that one's beautiful. You just wrote it. Like, where did it come from?
Yeah, wow. Songs come out of me whole. They just sometimes I'm playing with chords, or I'm a poet too, right? So I write a lot of poetry, and sometimes there'll be a line in a poem, and I'll look at that line, and then a song will come out of it, like literally be born out of it. And sometimes the melody and the lyrics are together, and then I have to figure out what the chords are. Sometimes I'm playing around on the guitar, and then it starts to form, and it just comes out of me. So after that the initial, then it's like then I have to play it a bunch to kind of get what the melody is, because I've sang it once, so I try to record it and then remember it.
Yeah.
And then mess with it, and yeah, it's funny, the next song I'm going to play after you play a couple more tunes is a song that is coming off of the record I'm hopefully putting out this year. Finally, it's been kind of in the making for a long time, but I was thinking how interesting it is, and I don't know if you've had the same experiences, but as a singer-songwriter, like, to me, it's like sketching. Like, you have the chords and the melody and the idea or the lyrics, right? So you've created a sketch, and then when you go into the recording studio, I'm also a painter, so the Joni influence again, right? So it's like filling in the colors, right?
Yeah.
And so to come back out of that and play something kind of stripped down acoustic, I had to figure out how because now I hear it that way. I hear the painting, not the sketch. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, how to adapt that and make it so 40 Years Past has piano in it and jazz piano that I had somebody literally who could play really well. I played him some of this excerpt from an old Tonight Show when Jack Kerouac came on and Steve Allen was interviewing him because the
Oh
song
my.
was about beat poets and stuff, and because that was a big part of my childhood too, and so he's kind of really mimicking in the style of Steve Allen playing, and so I hear that, so it's really weird to come in just its guitar and voice and kind of it's a whole different, but it's cool. It's just more like the original sketch. So
Yep.
it was fun to kind of be like, okay, how do I do this without a band? Because I'm still
Mm.
hearing everything fleshed out. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's interesting hearing your influences and just talking about it because it's so fun to think that every melody that comes out of us is really almost like bits and pieces of every song that's ever been put into our hearts.
absolutely.
It's like you hear Joni and all of a sudden you hear Lama Cass or Bob Dylan or whoever, the jazz, the blues. And I
And
love that.
when you go back to them, like if I listen to Bob Dylan, then you go back to like, Howlin' Wolf, and it's like the original blues guys that he was listening to, I can hear in his music. And so actually, I don't know if you do this, but when I'm in a period of writing, I tend to like dive into whatever I'm doing. So if I'm writing or painting or whatever, poetry, writing a book, I won't listen to other music at all because I don't want something that's kind of in the ether to get into that into
Right,
song.
right.
So you do hear the older influences, and I recently realized I had missed like this, I don't know, 30 years of music or something where of this kind of music where I stopped listening to the radio because I was writing a lot and I didn't want to be influenced. And then for various reasons, I was, doing other things in life and listening to other kinds of music. I listen to all different kinds of music, but yeah, it's hard to not like have a beat stuck in your head and then it end up in the song somehow, or
Right.
some ghost of it. So yeah, so listening to stuff sometimes is hard for me because it does get inside my head really.
Yeah.
So, but I like listening to other music. So I go through periods of time where I do and I don't. Or
Yeah.
when I'm writing, I won't listen to music that is in the same genre as what I'm writing because it will influence how I'm writing. And
Right.
as a songwriter, you also want to write. I don't know. I mean, I don't actually. That's not true. I don't really have as much of a thought process. It just comes out, organically.
Right. I was gonna say for me,
Yeah.
I wish I had it more clear like that because I think I'm more emotional with it and feeling. It's more of a feeling, but the poetry is important and writing lyrics. And sometimes we get to songs in different, from different directions. Maybe it'll come from a groove that you're playing on the guitar. The poetry comes first, and then the melody kind of pops into your head. But the next song I want to play for you is, let's see if I can remember. It was this progression happened first. And the funny thing is afterwards, like, it's very similar to
All Along the Watchtower.
there's so
Okay,
many. There's
yeah.
so many. What was the other one? House of the Rising Sun.
Right.
But and yet so different. It's been said at this point. There's nothing new. We're all just changing what's already been done in our own voices.
We're kind of also, to me, it's like, this is kind of a weird cooking example, but back in the day, they would make a stew outside in the pot. It would just constantly be on the fire, and whatever came in from gathering or whatever, they would add it. So it's constantly this musical stew that's being
Ah,
more flavorful because it has more and more layers of
yeah,
subtlety to it, right?
totally.
Yeah. Yum. Musical yum.
Musical yum. Well,
Okay,
on
so
that,
I'm going to mute myself and let you have on it.
I'll play some musical yum.
Hang on. Let me get the view different also. Where did I do that?
Bum, bum, bum.
I want to get it out of gallery view. No, it don't want me. Oh, gosh, how did I do that earlier? I'm not seeing gallery view, but I know it's here.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, where's the little fabulous grid that I wanted? Well, maybe if I enter full screen there. No, that's not it. Sorry. There it is. Okay, but we need to reverse it. So maybe if I click on you. Sorry, I am technically challenged. This is just pathetic.
That's okay.
Gallery view, right. But we have it opposite. How do I get you bigger than me is the question.
Or do I start making noise?
Click on you. Now it's on you. Okay, now play. Yeah, play. How's spelling correct? I believe the screen is off to do.
She sits by walls waiting, suddenly calling your name, singing the songs that the sparkling streams sing, for they are one in the same. She dances with deer and coyote, the foot imprints the same round, though they laugh at her clumsy marches, and the fact that she's allowed to stick around. Blue skies above me, my body, warm my blood, and my breath and fire, my spirit, my body, warm my blood, and my breath and fire, my spirit, my body, warm my blood, and my breath and fire, my spirit. She sits by waters waiting, silent calling, singing the songs that the spotless streams sing. They are one and the same. She listens as the winds tell a story, weaving magical tales of life. Through this she revisits the dawn of time, dancing from day and night. Blue skies above me, green below. And the air is red all blue. She sits by walls waiting, silently calling your name. There's a world of beauty surrounding us, and we are one in the same. We've got some birds squawking in the background.
You got to introduce your parrots.
You know, well, they were taking a little nap, but apparently they got inspired by the music and wanted to sing along, which is what they usually do.
Birds do, right?
Indeed. So yeah, let me.
I love that groove. That was.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nice.
You know, sometimes I just love singing the songs that I've written. Like there's something about, it's healing to me to sing the poetry that was an emotion so deep when we wrote it. Mm-hmm. Let me close this door. I'll be right back. Okay. And this next one's kind of always does that too. Yeah. So the first song that I wrote after I left the vineyard makes me think of that. Of course, my music is, I can't help but be inspired by the beauty of nature, and just the great awe that it fills in me. I think is expressed, is just what I try to attempt to express in my music. And this one's just another one of those, just the beauty of nature. And this one is called Wistful. And it's kind of that longing, you know, I went through a divorce and started a whole new life, 10 years on an island to move up into the mountains of Vermont. And it's just been a whole, in a way, culture shock. In a way, it's been empowering knowing that I can stand on my own feet after life in a different place. And um, this song was the first inspiration from that first step up the mountain. It's called Wistful. And of course, it's about the river and not the mountain. Softly, the sighing of the river sings a mellow song. Takes me on its journey in dreams I flow along. I'm wistful and I'm dancing at the wall alone. Take me with you, river, till I wake and dream no more. My life is just the journey I weave into my songs. Take me with you, river, I wanna sing along. For phones carry music on the wind, and the wild like the wind, like the wind, like the wind. Yes, phones carry music on the wind, and the wild like the wind, like the wind, like the wind. Moonbeams reflected on waters are shimmering. Slices of icicle sparkle, and I'm shivering. For the magic of this moment is fleeting, but so are the memory. Yes, phones carry music on the wind, and then wild like the wind, like the wind, like the wind. Yes, phones carry music on the wind, and then wild like the wind, like the wind, like the wind. Take me with you, river, till I wake and dream no more. My life is just the journey I weave into my song. Oh, take me with you, river, I want to sing along. Softly, the sighing of the river sings a mellow song.
Oh, I love that one.
Thank you.
Miss Vermont a little bit.
Right?
They're amazing.
I should have told you before that there's that line. There was a moment, and it doesn't quite. Sometimes words can barely do justice to the beauty that exists in this world. And there's this one night in the middle of the winter where the river was frozen, but it had melted. But it was almost like if you're into Superman at all, Superman's crystal cave up in the great north, and there's all these giant snow crystals. So the river had like frozen and crunched up, and it was incredible because it was really like like all these just slices of icicles that grew up in a tract, and it was just incredible. And I'm driving, there's like the full moon, and the full moon is shining on this other world, and that's where those lines came from. Moonbeams reflecting on waters are shimmering, slices of icicles sparkle, and I'm shivering, and the magic of this moment is fleeting but so worth remembering. It was just like a moment driving by.
Right.
And it was, but I was like, oh my God, that one view of this magic, just the moonlight on the frozen, water here and frozen there. It was incredible.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you go out, I mean, that's one of the blessings of, I think, both places that we live, is that there's so much nature, and those moments happen more often than not. And when we get to witness it, pretty awesome.
Yeah. Play us a tune, lady.
All right. Well, let me figure out the screen thing and the mute thing and the, oh my God, we need a.
I'll sit on the side too.
So I already talked a little bit about this song. It's called 40 Years Past. It's going to be off my upcoming album. And I decided to play it today because the song is about growing up and being involved with the Beat Poets in San Francisco, but it's by way of New Orleans. And right now, both of those places are struggling. So I wanted to send them a little love. And this is how I do it. Okay. Went down to the French market. Thought I might just be inspired, maybe meet someone, pass the time, have a cup of coffee, think about where I really wanted to be. You sat down at a table near me, started to read Bukowski out loud. I said, I much prefer Kerouac. But that was a long time ago, I don't read him now. You clearly didn't like that. Looked into your wine as if you might drown. I said, I understand. I used to be haunted by Jack. I can still hear him speak. Steve Allen playing piano in the back. I used to be haunted by Jack. But we all need to get over these things and move forward. Hundreds of miles from my hometown, find myself just hanging out. What are the odds of finding a depressed beat poet lover 40 years after its time, 40 years past? I spent too many hours at the studio, bowing down to all those broken stones. I was looking at how things look up, and I had to sit down at the one coffee house in this voodoo town where a madman still loves the derelict. I used to be haunted by Jack, can still hear him speak with Steve Allen playing piano in the back. I used to be haunted by Jack. to get over these things and move away. Did I hear the parrot? Ah! Perfect. Melanie, are you there? Ooh. She must be feeding them peanuts. So this is the secret equation for the parrots. You feed the peanuts, they have a full belly, and they quiet down, right? That's what I've learned today. You handle two large parrots who want to sing along. Melanie? Yoo-hoo! So this next song, I'm totally burning up. It was freezing in here because it's really windy, so I cranked the heater and now it's too hot. Getting a little warm. Anyway, this last song that I want to play, Be Back. Here, let me.
I'm here.
Screen. Here we go. So this one I'm hoping that my friend Melanie's going to sing along because she knows.
Oh,
and
hold on.
we can try to see how the sound works when two people are playing in different places, which is one of the experiments today. But anyway, I was FaceTiming a friend in Vermont a couple days ago before the nor'easter. It was blue sky and really beautiful. And she hasn't been here, so I was showing out my top window, kind of I have a little peekaboo view of the ocean. And just then an eagle flew by, like, straight on. And I thought of a line from the song, and also there's a lot about the song that's applicable right now. So this is my favorite Neil Young tune. Oops, hang on. Getting a phone call incoming. Turn that off. Yes, folks, when you go to a cafe, make sure you turn your volume down or turn your phone off before the music starts, including the musicians, right? There is a town in North Ontario. Dream comfort, memories there. My mind, you know, I still need a place to go. The changes were there. Blue, blue windows behind the stars. Yellow moon on the rise. Big birds flying across the sky. Throwing shadows on our eyes. Leave us helpless, helpless, helpless. Lost. Baby, we ain't coming out. The chains are left and tied across the door. Baby, can you still sing with me somehow? Blue, blue windows behind the stars. Yellow moon over the rise. Big birds flying across the sky. Shadows on our eyes. Helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, helpless, helpless. Thank you, Neil.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Such a great.
Whee! I gotta turn the heat down. You talk for a minute.
Oh, what? Should I do one more tune?
Sure.
I
Like.
got. I'll continue with my my Vermont songwriting excursion.
All right. I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah. So this one's called Covered Bridge. Vermont has a lot of beautiful, beautiful covered bridges, and so I can remember how it goes. Still a work in progress. There's a covered bridge down the lane. Stop to kiss my baby there. You up and left me the other day. You would have to run my fingers up through his hair. But it knows where I'm feeling. Nobody knows. I crashed my car, messed up my back. Really don't know which way to go. Just a train falling off the track. Just a snowflake falling in the snow. That's the way I'm feeling. Nobody knows. The way I'm feeling. Nobody knows. Hold me tight and hold me close. I need you to take the pain away. Where we end up, I don't really know. Just gotta make it to a brighter day. Hold me tight and hold me close. I need you to take the pain away. Where we end up, I don't really know. I just gotta make it to a brighter day. There's a covered bridge down the lane. Stop to watch the river rain. She helps me dream at the end of the day as I write my love songs and take away the That's the way I'm feeling. And that's all I got. I gotta get going, my love.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time and your music with us. And this is going
Yay.
to conclude our first episode of One World Digital Cafe. And stay tuned for more. We're going to put the word out to our musician friends and hopefully have a bunch of people. We can fit 100 people in the cafe at a time. That's our occupancy.
Ah.
So we'll do that. Is there any way that people can follow you? Do you have a Facebook page, or also any way if anybody wants to be, what would you call it, musical benefactors?
Musical benefactors. Yeah, I believe it's my email is melodymusique@hotmail.com, but it's
Good.
the French
Music,
spelling.
MUSIQUE.
Yep, MELODIEMUSIQUE @hotmail.com. melodymusique@hotmail.com, and I do have a PayPal account in that.
Great.
And you can find me on Facebook as Melanie Blackbird. Yeah, Rachel, thanks so much for having me. This has been wonderful.
You're welcome. And if you want to reach me, I also have PayPal. It's my email address, rachelbaird9. So it's RACHELBAIRD, the number 9, @gmail.com. I also have a couple of Patreon accounts if you want to check them out. I have Patreon/Rachel Baird Art. There's a bunch of different things on that. And on Instagram, I'm actually weather.girl1000, and I have Patreon weathergirls/weathergirl. I post daily poetic weather reports if you want to check those out. And I have a website, Rachel Ellian Baird, E-Lion in the middle of all that. RachelEllianBaird.com, and there's all kinds of different art on there. And yeah, we're going to put out invites once we sort out all of the technical things. And, yeah, invite other friends to play from around the world. And it'll be fun to be like, okay, now it's Joe from Dublin. And now,
Hey.
really cool. Yeah. Each other wider of a circle, and you'll see us both back soon. And thanks for tuning in. Right, and be sure when we do our next One World Cafe to bring your mug of hot tea or coffee. All right, and we'll all hang out and chat together and listen to some music. Okay, so I am going to end this. Close the door to the cafe.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.